Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Awards and the commencement exercises for the class of 2021 of St. Bernard's High School. It's my honor and privilege to open the ceremonies this evening with an opening prayer, which I was asked to do and humbly accepted. The foundation of the prayer I wish to offer this evening is based upon the thoughts and reflections of Oscar Romero. Archbishop Romero served as the Bishop of San Salvador and El Salvador in the late 70s and the early part of 1980. He was a tireless and fierce advocate for the poor, the needy, the disenfranchised, those who had no one to care for them. He had a special place in his heart for those who were young, because he was concerned what was coming for them in the future. He was concerned for the world that they would live in. Archbishop Romero was assassinated while celebrating Mass on March 24th, 1980. In El Salvador. He was canonized as a saint of the Roman Catholic Church in 2018. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. It helps every now and then to step back and take the long view. Your future is not only beyond our efforts, it is beyond our vision. Each of us accomplish in our lifetimes only a small fraction of the magnificent enterprise that is the Lord's work. Nothing we do is complete, which is a way of saying that the future, your futures, always lies beyond us. No prayer fully expresses our faith. No program accomplishes everything. No set of goals and objectives includes everything. That is what we are about. We plant seeds that one day will hopefully grow. We water seeds that are already planted, knowing that they hold future promise. We lay foundations that will need further growth and development. We provide the yeast that produces effects far beyond our capabilities and our comprehension. We cannot do everything, and there is a sense of freedom and liberation in realizing that. This enables us to do something and try to do it very, very well. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for the Lord's grace to enter and do the rest. We may never ever see the end results, but that is exactly and precisely the difference between us. We are your parents, your grandparents, your families, your loved ones. You are the children. We are your teachers. You are the students. We, your parents, grandparents, families, loved ones, and teachers, are prophets and builders of a future that is not our own. It is your future. The future of each individual member of the St. Bernard's High School class of 2021. Please continue along your way and know that as you do, our hopes, dreams, and prayers, as always, will remain with you. As always, we ask this through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Constantino. Good evening to you all. My name is Linda Anderson, and I'm the principal of St. Bernard's High School. Thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate this very special group of young men and women, the St. Bernard's class of 2021, the very first graduating class of the independent St. Bernard's High School. Before we dive into tonight's event, I'd like to first extend some very special welcomes. First to Fitchburg Mayor and St. Bernard's alumnus, Mr. Stephen DiNatale, who will be with us tonight. Thank you for joining us, Mayor. We are forever grateful for your support and for the continued support of the city of Fitchburg. We're honored to be a part of this community and look forward to the next 100 years of St. Bernard's. Next, I'd like to extend a most special welcome to the members of the Board of Trustees of St. Bernard's High School who have come out to join us tonight. Mr. Nathan Bellotta, Mr. Greg Moran, Ms. Karen Pelletier, and Mr. Nick Pelletier. While many of you may already know this, I'd be remiss to not mention that the independent St. Bernard's High School prospers today because of the direct influence and guidance of the spectacular men and women serving on its Board of Trustees. We can't possibly thank you sufficiently for your service to our beloved school. You really do embody the Bernardian spirit to the fullest extent. Please join me in embarrassing them just a little with some applause. They might fire me for that. Last and certainly not least, I'd like to welcome our most important guests, the reason we are all here tonight in more ways than one, the class of 2021. To their families, friends, loved ones, teachers, coaches, and most devoted supporters, we thank you for being here tonight. I can think of no better class to come out in full force to celebrate, even in the wind and potential rain, and we're glad to be here with you all now to do just that. When I think of the class of 2021, one word in particular comes to my mind: exceptional. And I believe that's the right word for many reasons. First, as you're all about to find out, and the small chance that you didn't already know it, this is an exceptional group of students. The success they've achieved in their 4 years of high school, from the classroom to the field to their communities, has proven monumental. The type that we'll be hard-pressed to see again in future years, and which I've only seen rarely in the past. They came to St. Bernard's as exceptional young adults, and after tonight they will leave as much the same, prepared to take on the many challenges that await them in adulthood. But there's something else exceptional about this particular group of students: the circumstances with which they came up through St. Bernard's. In the event that you need reminding, let me run a quick recap. First, at the end of their sophomore year, their school almost closed, just in case you forgot. They were notified in the first week of June that the chances of returning to St. Bernard's Central Catholic High School for the start of their junior year were slim. In fact, barring some unforeseen miracle, they were going to have to relocate in the middle of their high school careers and root down elsewhere, away from their friends, away from their teachers, away from their home. Yeah, that happened. But the story ends well, so don't worry. That slim chance and unforeseen miracle, well, it came through under the banner of love and loyalty. You see, though most reasonable people would have seen the death knell of St. Bernard's Central Catholic High School and run fast for the hills, the class of 2021 is made of different stuff. Tougher stuff. And they stayed. And because they stayed, an army of loyal servants dedicated to the mission of this tremendous century-old school had the time they needed to assemble and carve out a future for St. Bernard's. A future as an independent private Catholic high school, fixed in the heart of our beloved Fitchburg. The story is most unusual, most unpredictable, most uplifting. It is, in fact, exceptional. And it is so because of this class. And that, of course, marks the very last exceptional set of circumstances the class of 2021 would find themselves faced with in their 4 years of high school. No, that's not true. Actually, it turned out life had another fairly big surprise in store for this group, this time in the form of a global pandemic. How fun. Which would effectively stop the world in its tracks and force every single one of us to reckon with a life unknown and uncertain, with ever-changing boundaries and endless unforeseen challenges lurking behind an infinite array of nightmarish corners. The shadow of that particular challenge would cast across the remainder of their high school career, darkening cherished events from the mundane, like being able to simply go to school or go to practice, to the truly special, like going to prom, going back to Gillette Stadium, or finally getting to tour that college they've been eyeing since they were 14. Tonight, in fact, is the first time in over a year we've seen that shadow retreat somewhat and leave a semblance of normalcy in its wake. Something I refuse to believe is a coincidence. I think God is winking at you all tonight. In short, this class has truly seen it all. They and the circumstances in which they've come to shine so brightly are both equally exceptional. This will be a hard night for us as we send them off into the world because, and I am speaking both from a place of sincere selfishness and I believe on behalf of the many adults you see lined up here tonight, it is impossible to imagine St. Bernard's without you. I can think of no class who better embodies the grace, the courage, the humor, the integrity of this amazing school than the class of 2021. I can think of no class more worthy of celebration, no class less deserving of such severe obstacles, no class more capable of outshining even the darkest of times, of making it here to this point, masks off, caps and gowns on, and hearts and minds ready for the world. I could not be more proud of you, truly. It has been a privilege of my life to get to share this bold and glorious adventure with you all, even when it didn't feel all that bold or all that glorious, even when we lost hope, when we didn't know how we get through another gut punch, when we thought maybe all this wasn't worth fighting for. This is the class I will forever think of when I think of who I want with me in a foxhole. This is the class I will think of when I think of climbing Mount Everest. This is the class I will forever think of whenever anyone uses the word exceptional, because you are truly that. Now, to kick off tonight's event, I'd like to introduce the exceptional Lindsay Daw, who will share with us her own story as a member of the class of 2021. Please join me now in welcoming Lindsay to speak.
Oh boy, okay. Good evening, everyone. Last week, Mrs. Tullio and Mrs. Anderson both asked if I'd be willing to share my college essay on awards night. I honestly didn't expect to be speaking, so at first I was a bit nervous, but thought, of course, I'd be happy to share it with everyone. On my first day of freshman year, I remember feeling extremely nervous. Even though I was attending St. Bernard's, a small Catholic high school where my sister was a senior, I was still anxious about what this new chapter of my life would bring me. At the end of my sophomore year, the Catholic Diocese announced it was no longer going to offer their financial backing to my school. There was a good possibility of my school closing. Word got around, and more students felt scared just like me. I felt like my freshman self once again, doubtful and insecure. My mom would always bring up the topic of other options for schools, but I would refuse to talk about it because I was clinging to hope. My classmates and I had to make the decision about whether or not we would stay. I decided I wasn't going to leave. St. Bernard's was my second home. I wasn't going to give up on it. I went to work on the defense and started with my mom, telling her that I wanted to stay and was willing to risk having to go to a new school in my senior year. The next step was to gather information and talk to my friends to see where their heads were at. Some of them were scared just like me, but the more conversations I had with them, they realized that St. Bernard's was a second home to them too. The last step was to establish our offense and to tell our principal, Mrs. Anderson, that we would stand by her in the battle for the school's independence. I realized that our school is like no other, and these students, like me, were taking a chance on a school that everyone had doubted for a long time. Going into my junior year, my confidence was growing stronger, and I was now on a mission. Our school wasn't going to go down without a fight. In the end, the hard work from our parents, the faculty, the students, and more importantly, our principal, Mrs. Anderson, paid off. The school was able to raise $1.5 million, and enrollment went from 107 students to 147. Along with my school's success, I was continuing to grow stronger, believing in myself. I am now attending St. Bernard's High School as a senior. Throughout all my years at high school, I have learned a lot about myself and recognize that I can accomplish whatever I put my mind to. To grow from a shy, insecure freshman to a now confident leader shows me that I have met and learned so much from the people in my life. I've learned that it's important to stand by what you love and what you care about. I will end with a quote from Jim Carrey. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. We took a chance on our school and ourselves, and without that chance, I wouldn't be standing here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay, for your beautiful words. Like I said, exceptional, right? Next, I'd like to invite to the podium another exceptional member of the St. Bernard's community, Mr. Nathan Bellata. For those of you who have yet to meet Mr. Bellata, I'd like to begin by giving you some background. Nathan graduated from St. Bernard's in 1993. That was back when untucked shirts and facial hair got you detentions, just in case you guys need to know. And he returned in 2020 to serve as a leading member of the Board of Trustees, who've together rebuilt our school from the ground up and raised over $2.5 million in the process. Yes. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nathan Bellata, who will say a few words to our graduates on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would officially like to welcome you to the first graduation of St. Bernard's High School as an independent Catholic high school. The Board of Trustees is made up of people from many different walks of life, from a doctor to attorneys to local business people. Many of them alumni and parent alumni. I myself am the grandchild of an alumni, the child of two alumni, myself an alumni, the parent of an alumni, and the parent of a current student. The one thing we all have in common is a passion for this community. A community that you, the seniors, and your families chose to stick it out with. Chose to stay when things were uncertain. And in large part to that choice and support from first the transition team and then the trustees, we have come out on the other side. I'm here to tell you our initial goals have all been met and exceeded. And we continue to expect great things for this school and, more importantly, her first graduating class. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Thank you.
You guys are going to get tired of me real quick. Thank you again, Mr. Bellata, for taking the time to be here tonight with us and for covering for me for the past 3 weeks while I was changing diapers and washing burp cloths. If any of you are in a jam and need a stellar acting principal, he's right here. All right, let's get to the fun stuff now. So the first portion of our award ceremony will celebrate the academic achievement of those members of the senior class who have obtained honor roll status during their senior year. Honor roll is awarded each quarter to students who have achieved A and B marks in all of their courses. It is a tremendous accomplishment, to be sure, and in particular during one's senior year, when the added pressures of college applications and life plans and senioritis kick in. In addition, St. Bernard's designates 2 exemplary forms of honor roll status, high honors and principal's honors. Students who receive high honors have achieved A marks in all of their courses with a minimum quarterly grade of 90 in each of their classes. Students who receive principal honors have earned a remarkable 93 or above in all subjects that quarter. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your honor roll certificate. Chelsea Adontang, 1 high honor, 1 honor. Jacob Banch, 1 honor. Hannah Bergeron, 2 honors. Hadley Bigelow, 1 principal honors, 2 high honors. Wyatt Bingham, 2 honors. Maggie Constantino, 3 principal's honors. Kyle Crawford, 1 honors. Lindsay Daw, 3 high honors. Abby Doheny, 1 high honor, 2 honors. Connor Fougere, 3 honors. Andrew Gardner, 3 high honors. Brandon Gibbons, 3 honors. Dan Hanlon, 1 high honor, 2 honors. Finette Karngong, 1 honor. Jeremy Keys, 1 principal's honor, 2 high honors. Abby Langton, 3 principal's honors. Samantha LeBlanc, 2 principal's honors, 1 high honor. William Lynn, 1 principal's honor, 1 high honor, 1 honor. We have two seniors who weren't able to join us tonight. Leo Zilu, 2 principal's honors and 1 high honor. And Lu Chilu, 1 principal's honor and 1 high honor. Nico Mancini, 1 principal honor, 2 high honors. 1 high honor for each crutch. Georgette Mensa Hayes, 2 principal's honors, 1 high honor. Abby Morris, 1 honor. Johnny Pinard, 3 honors. We found the cheer section. Vaughn Randall, 2 honors. Trisha Rasmussen, 3 honors. Connor Smith, 3 honors. Matt Smith, 1 high honor, 2 honors. Alexandra Schnook, 1 high honor, 2 honors. Matt Sullivan, 3 honors. Rebecca Thibodeau, 1 honor. Tyler Thibodeau, 3 honors. Jill Vatisse, 2 high honors, 1 honor. And Rhiannon Young, 1 principal honor, 1 high honor, 1 honor. Oh. Of course I can. We saved the best for last. Jamie Erickson, 1 high honor, 1 principal honor, 2 principal honors. Mrs. Anderson can't count. Congratulations, Jamie. Congratulations to all of you. Your hard work has paid off. It's been a long-standing tradition at St. Bernard's that the senior class is gathered to celebrate their many accomplishments at Senior Awards Night. This year, and amidst the many changes we've had to make to accommodate the pandemic, our students and their families have opted to celebrate that important event tonight as part of their commencement activities, and we are eager to honor them no matter what the venue. The recipients of the following awards were determined by faculty collaboration and discussion. The volume of highly deserving students in this particular class did not make selection easy. Subject awards are given to graduates not only to honor their academic achievement, but to acknowledge their positive contributions to their class. The following recipients have brought curiosity, passion, and insight day in and day out to their studies. They've contributed to rich class discussions, cultivated knowledge through discipline, and were downright enjoyable to teach. We are excited to share with you this year's Subject Award winners for the class of 2021 as presented by the faculty of St. Bernard's High School. Students, when called, please come to the stage and receive your award. Now please join me in welcoming Mr. Brendan Kelly as he presents this year's English and Art Department Awards.
Good evening. I'm Brendan Kelly, humanities teacher at St. Bernard's High School, and on behalf of the English and Art departments, I'd like to present the following awards to several very deserving seniors. Pardon the wind. First, the Senior Literature Award is given to graduating students who have excelled in their literary studies. These students showed dedication and brought depth to their readings and analysis all year and helped create a positive learning environment for all students in English class. The class of 2021 recipients of the Literature Award are Jacob Banch, as well as Hannah Bergeron, as well as Finette Karngong, as well as Brandon Gibbons. And I have special notes from Miss Eddings as well. We have next the Literature Award for AP Literature. We have Maggie Constantino for her insight, persistence in the search for literary meaning and symbolism and eloquence of speech. I'd appreciate it. And then finally we have Alex Snook for courage and sharp wit when it comes to critical analysis and speaking your mind. Congratulations to those seniors on behalf of winning the Literature Award and the English and Art Department. Our next award is the Senior Writing Award. This honor is given to a student who has excelled throughout the year and throughout their high school career in the art of written expression and analysis. This year's recipients of the Writing Award are Jamie Erickson, as well as William Lynn. Congratulations to both Jamie and William. Next, I am pleased to announce this year's Film Award recipients. The Class of 2021 Film Award is given to students who have excelled in their performance in film class. These students have produced, written, and created quality films while also showing depth and maturity in their analysis of classic film titles. This year's Film Award recipients are Wyatt Bingham, Lindsay Daw, Samantha LeBlanc, and Nico Mancini. Congratulations to you all. All right, next I would like to announce this year's Music Appreciation Awards. These students have excelled and shown high levels of curiosity and passion for music and the study of musical composition. This year's Music Appreciation Award winners are, for everyone's favorite metalhead, Kyle Crawford. As well as the biggest Joji fan this side of the Mississippi, Rebecca Thibodeau. And finally, I would like to acknowledge several students for their contributions to the arts program at St. Bernard's High School. These students have excelled in photography, film production throughout this year, through the creation of and publication of visual marketing materials. Their works have helped to inform, promote, and entertain the student body and the larger Bernardian community. This year's recipients of the Visual Arts Award for Film Production and Photography are, first, Hadley Bigelow, Abigail Dahney, Jamie Erickson, Abigail Morris as well, and Jillian Vitisse. So next, I would like to invite Mr. Souza, Mr. D, and Mrs. Anderson to the podium to present this year's Social Studies Department Awards.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. My name is William Souza, social studies teacher at St. Bernard's High School. On behalf of the Humanities Department at St. Bernard's, I'd like to introduce this year's Social Studies Award winners. Our first award goes to 2 deserving students who have excelled in their studies of U.S. government and civics, showing curiosity and depth of understanding on political issues both past and present. This year's winners of the STB Civics and Government Award are Margaret Constantino and Dan Hanlon. Congratulations. Our next award is the History Department Award. This year's winners have exhibited commitment to their studies of history, bringing life to the page and making connections between the stories of the past and the 21st century present. This year's recipient of the History Awards are Brandon Gibbons and Jillian Vitesse. Congratulations. And now I'd like to welcome Mr. D to present the Law and Psychology Awards.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Souza. My name is Michael D., and I am a social studies teacher here at St. Bernard's High School. It's an honor to present tonight's Law Award to 2 very deserving students. This year's Law Award recipients have shown dedication to the understanding of America's legal and judicial processes and to the study of justice itself. Congratulations to this year's Law Award winners. Nico Mancini.
Put a chair over there.
And Alexandra Schnuck. Next, I'd like to present this year's Psychology Award to 4 very deserving students who have shown consistent commitment to understanding the human mind and human behavior. This year's Psychology Award recipients are Jeremy Keese, Samantha LeBlanc, Caleb Lugo, and Georgette Mensa Hayes. Now I'd like to welcome Mrs. Anderson to present the Philosophy Award.
Thank you, Mr. D. It's a privilege to present this award to 4 very deserving students who have shown commitment to understanding the deeper questions of life and to their study of the wisdom of great thinkers, past and present. Each of these individuals have already proven that they are among those great thinkers themselves. This year's Philosophy Award winners are Kylie Dean, Connor Fougere, Abigail Morris, and Matthew Smith. Congratulations to you all. Now please join me in welcoming Miss Laura Rainville to present this year's World Language Department Awards.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. My name is Laura Rainville, and I teach Spanish at St. Bernard's High School. I'm here on behalf of the World Language Department to present this year's Latin and Spanish Department Awards. The students chosen to receive this year's Latin Department Award have shown diligent commitment to understanding classical languages and cultures and have brought to each class a positive example of student leadership. This year's Latin Department Award winners are Lindsay Daw, and Jeremy Keys. Next, I would like to present this year's Spanish Department Award to two very deserving Spanish students. Having continued their studies of the Spanish language throughout their senior year, these students have shown commitment to fluency in the Spanish language and an innate desire to understand the cultures of Spanish-speaking countries around the world and across history. I'm proud to present this year's Spanish Department Award to Matthew Sullivan, and Abigail Langton. Congratulations, Matt and Abby. I'd like to now welcome Mrs. Cindy Merrill and Mr. Adam Rickenbach to present this year's Science Department Awards.
Thank you, Ms. Rainville. Good evening. My name is Cindy Merrill, and I am a science teacher and the chair of the Science Department at St. Bernard's High School. I am also the National Honor Society advisor. Before we present the Science Awards, we would like to recognize our seniors who are members of the National Honor Society. All of these students have completed 20 hours of community service this year. Their projects were varied and helped the greater community as well as our St. Bernard's community. Some of their service projects include making puzzles for the elderly at Easter, helping at Christmas tree farms, helping youth football programs, working with our admissions department, and helping with projects at the St. Bernard's Athletic Center. A special note of thanks to our 4 officers, President Dan Hanlon, Vice President Maggie Constantino, Secretary Georgette Mensa-Hayes, and Treasurer Abby Doenig. I'd like all the seniors who are members of the National Honor Society to please stand and be recognized. It is my honor to announce our first Science Award winner. This award goes to a young man who has shown tremendous discipline and commitment to the study of science. He has consistently chosen a most difficult course load in his 4 years of scientific study at St. Bernard's, and in those 4 years he has excelled both academically and as a character model for his peers. I invite to the stage to receive our first Science Award, Dan Hanlon. Dan is an excellent student who took 2 of our most difficult science classes, Honors Chem last year and Honors Physics this year, a feat not for the faint of heart. He tackled both with patience, determination, and a willingness to struggle until he understood all the topics covered. I know my fellow crusader has a bright future ahead. Congratulations, Dan. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Rickenbach to present our next Science Award.
Thank you, Mrs. Merrill. Good evening. My name is Adam Rickenbach. I'm the Assistant Dean of Students, Anatomy and Physiology teacher at St. Bernard's High School. I am pleased to present this year's Science Award to a very deserving young woman who has shown great dedication to scientific learning in her years at St. Bernard's, excelling in the classroom and preparing herself for a future career in nursing. This year's second Science Award winner is Rhiannon Young. Rhiannon has shown an advanced understanding of anatomy and physiology and chemistry of life, and I just want to wish her a happy and healthy next year. I know that you're going to do it. I can't wait to see what you become. It's been an honor. Congratulations, Rhiannon, and I'd like now to invite Mr. Erwin Bramson and Mr. O'Leary to present this year's Mathematics Awards.
Thank you, Mr. Rickenbach, and good evening, everybody. My name is Erwin Bramson, and I'm a math teacher in the mathematics department here at St. Bernard's High School. On behalf of the math department, I'd like to present our first math awards to two very deserving students who've taken the most rigorous course load throughout high school and excelled every step of the way. To excel in the field of mathematics requires a high level of discipline and a true commitment to learning even in the unenchanted aspects of the subject. I didn't write that. I'm proud to say these students embody just that commitment. Our first recipients of the Mathematics Department Awards are Hadley Bigelow, whom I've had as a student for 3 years since he was a freshman, and Andrew Gardner, same. Congratulations, Hadley and Andrew. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. Arthur O'Leary to the podium to present our remaining math awards. And also, now you know how many math teachers it takes to change a light bulb.
All right, tough act to follow there. My name's Otto O'Leary, also known as Mr. O, and I'm a total math ninja. No, I'm not. I'm a math and religion teacher here at St. Breeze High School. I am pleased to present tonight's final Math Department Awards to three very deserving students who excelled in math this year. They've worked hard all year and proved themselves to be true legendary math ninjas in all 4 quarters. So I'd like to, I have these guys. First I got to get some other words of wisdom here. So this is the spirit of I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, right? What? Yeah. Yeah, so somewhere I heard of this little school around here that never, ever gave up. And then I heard of a football team somewhere around here that never, ever gave up. These are math ninjas that never, ever gave up. We do it typically, we would do it the hard way. We'd get up there, do out all the equations, do it the hard way. And then we would get out our little TI-84 calculators, those weapons of math instruction, and we would do it the smart way. So that when we go to college, we'll have way more free time than all our friends, right? Yeah. So you got to have an inspirational speech here. So this is what John F. Kennedy said when he got way back when I was in Pampers. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, right? So I would like to please join me in congratulating these Math Department Award winners. It says optional ad-lib. I already did that. Abigail Doheny and Jamie Erickson from Statistics, and Matt Sullivan, who never, ever gave up, from Math in the Real World. They even named mathematics after him. Alrighty. Well, they're never going to let me do this again. Alrighty. So congratulations, everyone. Now I'd like to introduce our athletic director, Mr. Ryan Walsh, to present this year's athletic awards.
Okay, that's unfortunate that I'm next after that. Thank you very much, Mr. O'Leary. At St. Bernard's, our students are known not only for their exceptional academic success and character, but also for their athletic skill. The following awards are given to a male and female athletes who embody commitment to the athletic advancement. Our first athlete award is very unique to St. Bernard's and exists to honor student athletes who embody a special kind of sportsmanship. The lady and gentleman athletes are known not only for their talent on the field, but for their character. These are students who perform, work hard, and play every game and practice with a commitment and respect to good-spirited competition. Please join me in celebrating our lady recipient, to Mrs. Hadley Bigelow. And our gentleman athlete, to Tyler Thibodeau. And next, I'd like to welcome Miss Durkis to present the Religion Award. Excuse me.
Stop. Quit your one.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. I'm honored to present two very special awards to two very deserving seniors who have shown dedication and growth in pursuit of their faith. First, the Dorothy Taylor Excellence in Religion Award is given to a member of the senior class who has excelled academically in the study of Catholic theology. In class, I could often see the student smiling, even though her mask was on. And she showed great dedication and self-motivation academically. This year's recipient is a committed student of her faith who lives out Christian values through her leadership and service. The recipient of the Dorothy Taylor Excellence in Religion Award is Jamie Erickson. Congratulations. Next, the Sister Mary Sullivan Medal is given to a member of the senior class who exhibits leadership in his or her faith. This year's recipient is a leader by nature who never hesitates to share her love for the Catholic faith through discussion, service, or in leading campus ministry activities. I am proud to award the Sister Mary Sullivan Medal to Abigail Doheny. Congratulations, Jamie and Abigail. Well deserved. I would now like to take this opportunity to welcome back Mrs. Anderson to present this year's top academic awards.
Mr. Bellata just said I'm running out of claps. Thank you for that, Mr. Bellata. Thank you, Ms. Durkis. It is my distinct privilege to announce this year's Valedictorian and Salutatorian Awards. Hadley Bigelow has spent the past 4 years at St. Bernard's smiling. Something none of you who know her are shocked to hear. But underneath that smile is a work ethic that rivals the most serious, committed, and resilient students we've seen come through St. Bernard's. Hadley is the kind of student who hustles hard without flinching. She matches in sweat equity the gifted mind God has clearly blessed her with, and that combination of gift and work has resulted in tremendous success at St. Bernard's. With a formidable 4.37 GPA, earned across all honors and AP classes, Hadley has led the charge with a commitment to not only her studies, but to serving her community in leadership roles both in and outside of the classroom. It is a true honor to present the class of 2021's Salutatorian Award to Miss Hadley Bigelow. Congratulations, Hadley. And now for the Valedictorian Award. Margaret Maggie Constantino has spent the past 4 years embodying for us all so many Bernardian ideals that it's somehow unsurprising she's also managed to embody the ideal student in her time with us. Throughout my many years in education, I've yet to meet a student with a greater dedication to honesty, decency, and integrity. Not only has Maggie's commitment to learning and academic excellence made itself well known through her success at St. Bernard's, so has her commitment to doing what's right. In short, she has earned every single A she's been awarded, and there have been many. In fact, Maggie has earned straight A's throughout her years of study in honors and AP classes. Gifted by God with a keen mind that excels across subjects, Maggie graduates with a most impressive 4.43 GPA. I didn't know that was possible, Maggie. Which she earned while juggling various leadership roles in her faith, on the field, and through persistent commitment to serving her community. Maggie will attend Providence College in the fall, and we have no doubt at all that she will succeed just as magnificently there as she has here. I am honored to present the class of 2021's Valedictorian Award to Miss Margaret Constantino. Congratulations, Maggie. We are so incredibly proud of the exceptional young woman you are. Same Hadley, you guys have blown us away. Now, please join me in welcoming who I imagine is a very proud dad right now, Mr. Paul Constantino, back to the podium to present the final awards of the night, our much beloved All Bernardian Awards.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson, and once again, our sincere congratulations to Hadley and Maggie. Very well done. It is my honor and privilege to announce the winners of this year's All Bernardian Awards. But before I do, please let me begin by explaining the All Bernardian Award, which is one of St. Bernard's most proud traditions. For decades, St. Bernard's teachers and administrators have been issuing this award to the most deserving students in the senior class. And every year, as we begin the selection process, we're asked to imagine what an ideal Bernardian student looks like. The qualities which continue to exemplify the Bernardian spirit year in and year out stretch from good character to positive leadership to academic diligence. This award is given every year to the 2 students who best embody the special spirit of STB. They are compassionate, respectful, and unseeking of praise. They are sometimes quiet, sometimes vocal linchpins of their class and of our school. Without their presence in our halls day in and day out, STB wouldn't be STB. And we honor them tonight for their service to their school through exemplifying the very nature of what we are here to do as a community, namely, to love one another. Now for the first All Bernardian winner. Daniel Hanlon has left more than a mark on St. Bernard's High School. He's helped to shape it. In his 4 years with us, Dan has proven himself to be a true leader, the kind that doesn't seek followers, but simply and quietly does the right thing, day in and day out. He is respectful. He is insightful, and he is so impressively committed to moral excellence that he appears far older and more mature than his years would dictate. Dan has been a committed member of the senior class in every possible way, but perhaps most importantly, in the realm of service. Both in quiet, consistent ways, like serving as our resident musician with music ministry and drama, to bold, impactful ways, like spearheading our annual Haitian Outreach Project, which benefits countless men, women, and children in Haiti, the most needy of all, every single year. Dan is truly the kind of person who garners no negative attention. I've never heard anyone utter a critical word about him, because there are none to utter. He embodies the goodness each of us seeks as Christians on a journey to become more and more Christ-like. On behalf of the entire St. Bernard's community, we can't wait to see the tremendous success awaiting Dan as he enrolls next year at the prestigious College of the Holy Cross. It is with the utmost pride that I award this year's first All-Bernardian Award to Daniel Hanlon. Go Cross, go. Now for our final All-Bernardian Award. Ms. Merrill, that was for you, too. Now for our final All-Bernardian Award. Georgette Mintza Hayes has been shining at St. Bernard since the day she arrived. In the classroom, in the halls, on the field, in the community. She is a true example of leadership to all of us, day in and day out. Equally respected by her peers and her teachers, Georgette is the kind of young woman that reminds us all of who we are meant to be and who we strive to be. She's inspirational yet grounded. She's intelligent yet humble, unassuming yet fierce. In her time at St. Bernard's, Georgette has served as a student leader in every possible way, shape, and form. She is president of the class of 2021, a founding member and leader of St. Bernard's first ever diversity, equity, and inclusion organization, and to top it off, ranks third in her class academically. That's just to name a few of her many accolades and accomplishments. We would be here all night if I were to continue with all of them. Beyond all of her success, Georgette continues to prove that character is what matters most. She is gracious, kind, and sincere, a listening ear for her friends and a guiding light for her classmates. In short, she embodies the very ideals of our school: academic discipline, moral virtue, and true Christian service. Georgette will undoubtedly see continued success next year as she brings her talent to the big city and enrolls at Boston College, where we'll know she'll continue to shine. Please join me in congratulating our final All-Bernardian recipient, Georgette Mintza Hayes. Congratulations, Georgette. And thank you all for supporting our senior class. We continue to wish them great success in college and well beyond. I would now like to welcome our college counselor, Mrs. Heather Tullio, who will announce the class of 2021 Special Scholarship recipients.
Thank you, Mr. Constantino. It is my distinct honor to introduce this year's Special Bernardian Scholarship recipients. This year, our seniors prevailed through challenging circumstances to receive $41,000 in local scholarships and earned $2.1 million in merit aid from colleges and universities to be awarded over the next 4 years. That remarkable amount of merit aid proves yet again the extraordinary value of a St. Bernard's education. Very well done, seniors. Our first scholarship, the Anne Costello Memorial Scholarship, is presented to a senior who is pursuing a degree in nursing or a health-related field and is highly recommended by the administration. This year's recipient is Jillian Batiste. Our next award is given in honor of the late Chris Mackey. Chris was a graduate of Lunenburg High School in 1984 and had many friends at St. Bernard's. He attended Roger Williams University, where he majored in marine biology and chemistry. After his college graduation, Chris moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and worked as an environmental chemist. While living there, sadly, he was randomly murdered by 3 men who were looking for money to finance their drug habit. He was 30 years old. Applicants were asked to write an essay on violence and ways to prevent it. This year's recipient is Hannah Bergeron. When you're walking up the stairs into the St. Bernard's Auditorium, near Mr. Kelly's classroom, if you look up, there's a gold plaque hung above the doorway that dedicates the auditorium to Father Glenn Downer. Father Downer was a beloved religion teacher at St. Bernard's High School in the 1970s. He had a real passion for theater, and he was a founding member of the New Player Theater Guild here in Fitchburg. This scholarship, created by Father Downer's students after he passed away, is presented to a senior who has demonstrated a passion for theater by being actively involved in St. Bernard's Theater during high school. This year's recipient is Finette Karngong. I'd like to welcome Ms. Joanne Tunnison up to present the next award, please.
Get applause before I start. That's pretty good. I'm Joanne Tunison, and I'm from the class of 1970. At our 45th reunion, I brought up the idea of giving out a scholarship every year forward that we could, and I'm happy to say this year we're going to give out 2 more scholarships. I'm also proud to say that our current mayor is part of our class, and we've had 2 other mayors, David Gilmartin and Jeff Bean. So I think our class was pretty exceptional as well. At the age of 15, I started doing volunteer work. I started as a candy striper at the Burbank Hospital. And over the years, I was married at 20, raised 2 great children, kept a full-time job, but I kept doing my work. My husband and I are marriage preparation ministers. I've done work for the Red Cross. I volunteered for just about everything you can think of. What I do currently is I have a greyhound, and she and I are a therapy team. I'm sorry she's not here. I've brought her here before, but she's not here this year. So our first recipient worked during one summer at the Leominster Library for a summer reading program. The Highlands in Fitchburg wrote about her, and I quote, "She was an amazing asset to our activities department. The head of one of the St. Bernard's departments said she helped fellow classmates understand concepts she had already mastered." Alexandra Schnook is the epitome of what we're looking for, and we'd like to give our first scholarship to her. And our second recipient has overcome personal obstacles And she shares volunteering at local nursing home, vice president of campus ministry, and she's been said to be one of the most cooperative students that anyone has ever worked with. And she also, I noticed, is going to Assumption and go Greyhounds. So Jamie Erickson is our next recipient. You're welcome. And I hope in 50 or 51 years, some of you are up here doing the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we are honored to present several M. Ruth Lee scholarships. Ms. Ruth Lee graduated from St. Bernard's in 1941. She began her business career selling women's apparel directly out of high school at age 19 from the back of her station wagon. She opened a clothing store on Park Street in Leominster, Ruth Lee's, and ran it successfully for 54 years. She had a second store also in Dennis, Massachusetts on Cape Cod. She frequently traveled to New York and Paris to select quality fashions for her customers. Learning, challenging, and expanding oneself was her mantra, none of which could be completed without hard work. Please hold your applause while I read the names of all 9 recipients. Congratulations to this year's M. Ruth Lee Scholarship winners, Chelsea Adantang, Maggie Constantino, Jamie Erickson, Brandon Gibbons, Jeremy Keys, Caleb Lugo, Georgette Mensa Hayes, Matt Smith, and Matthew Sullivan. The Marina Daniels Scholarship is presented to a member of the senior class who is pursuing a degree in an engineering-related field and is highly recommended by the administration. This year's recipient is Dan Hanlon. The Paul and Eleanor McGain Family Scholarship is presented to a senior who is highly recommended by the school's administration. This year's recipient is Jacob Roy. Great job, Jacob. I'd like to invite Mr. George Burke up to present the next scholarship.
Good evening. I'll be very brief. I'm going to start by congratulating all of you. I am a 59 graduate of St. Bernard's, and then I graduated from Boston College. I just mention that because there's been some Holy Cross. The scholarship is offered on honor of my parents, George and Amelia Burke. My father was mayor for 8 years in Fitchburg and then a state rep for 22 years. If he were here, I know he would say first congratulations, and then he would say anything that is done as a team. So when you're celebrating, remember who are part of your team, your parents, your teachers, and others. Take time to say thank you to them in your time of celebrating. So in honor of my parents, I want to present the award to, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Abigail Doney. Sorry, Abigail.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. The Elsie and Harold Root Scholarship is presented each year to a senior who is a member of St. Bernard's Parish and is highly recommended by the school's administration. This year's recipient is Brandon Gibbons. The next scholarship is in honor of the late Carol Ann Goodnow Denkowitz, a member of the St. Bernard's class of 1981, who passed away recently. Nursing was Carol Ann's life. Although she was a stay-at-home mother most of her adult life, she always remained active as a nurse, usually on a part-time basis, working in such diverse areas as cardiac care, pediatric intensive care, and as an in-home visiting nurse. Nurses make someone feel like a human being when they are in their most vulnerable state. Nursing is not only a profession that cares for the patient's health, but also the well-being of the patient and the family. And nurses give care with a sense of humor, kindness, and empathy. This year's recipients, and they're both going into nursing, are Hadley Bigelow and Rhiannon Young. The cult, I think I have the best job up here on the stage because I get to give away money, which is not even my money. Thank you so much to all. I have a couple more, but thank you so much to all of the generous donors. It makes a huge difference. The Colt Murphy Sullivan Scholarship is presented to a member of the senior class who is involved with St. Bernard's Parish and is highly recommended by the administration. This year's recipient is Tyler Thibodeau. And the last scholarship, I'd like to welcome Mr. Chuck Walkovich up to present our final scholarship.
Thank you. Each year, Pat's Award is presented to a senior that exemplifies Pat's qualities in the activities that Pat enjoyed most: athletics, leadership, community service, and to some extent, scholastics. You must know Pat. In a senior class project, Pat wrote, "In life, you will come across many valuable items. Most items you could buy, find, sell, and even lose. The most valuable items that I have cannot be found, bought, or sold, or lost. My most valuable items are my memories. Your memories stay with you no matter what happens." Through this award, we continue to make memories for Pat. This year, we're recognizing two individuals for Pat's Awards. These two young men exemplify Pat's leadership qualities, serving as class representatives to their student body and as captains to the varsity sports that they participated in. Through their service to St. Bernard's campus ministry and the communities in which they live, they honor Pat's achievement of the rank of Eagle Scout. This rank is achieved by less than 5% of those who join Scouting. These two athletes participated in over 15 combined athletic seasons, including football, lacrosse, basketball, and baseball. Most importantly, these two men knew Pat. They worked alongside Pat as we rebuilt the clubhouse here at the athletic field. Pat would be so proud to see what outstanding young men these boys have become. It is my honor to present Pat's award to Wyatt Bingham and Tyler Thibodeau.
Thank you, Mr. Walkovich. Thank you and congratulations to all the seniors. We are so proud of you. Please keep in touch. You will always have a home at St. Bernard's.